Were you happy or sad when you saw Impact had Guardian?
I was like in disbelief. I was like, this is crazy. I mean, I was just thinking like, classic Impact.
That's classic Impact. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pros. We're here at the end of the Swiss stage of the LCS lock-in tournament. Right off the rip, welcome to you all. We got some of our representatives here who all made playoffs, some more narrowly than others.
Barely.
But you're still in. I want to talk about some of the kind of the surprising results from lock-in. You know, whether or not they were surprising to you guys, definitely for the community. You know, when you think about power rankings, people had teams like Disguised down at the bottom. They had teams like Liquid, like Lyon, you know, up near the top more commonly. And I think a lot of people had FlyQuest more like in the middle or a little bit lower. And so we could start right here with you, Gryffinn. Like, you're new to LCS, you're coming in. Do you think people underestimated you? Do you think some of the new players are clicking faster than you would have expected? Or like, what do you think is accounting for some of these results? Like you guys in Disguised kind of outperforming what people expected?
Well, I can't speak on Disguise properly, but I guess for us, like it's fair because we're like just a really young rookie roster. So I think it was normal to have like lower expectations. And I think Quad and Masu were also like heavily underrated or not. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a combination of both.
What do you guys think? Like, were you surprised at all at how FlyQuest and Dignitas have done? We can start with Yeon.
You mean DSG?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, exactly. DSG and FlyQuest.
I mean, I will say I am a little bit surprised at how DSG is. I did expect FlyQuest to do maybe a little bit worse than they showed, but DSG is probably the one I'm more surprised about.
What do you think, Zven?
Yeah, we thought that TL and Lyon were the best teams we scrimmed against for the most part. Not about like win or lose for the most part, but just the things you see. We thought TL and Lyon would win this week, and they would be like second and third place probably, with Fly being like fourth or fifth.
So what do you think is like accounting for that then, right? There's been a lot of talk in the community about like NA talent and like, you know, a lot of the young players that are coming in, you know, with DSG, even Kizno, people were pretty impressed with, especially considering he apparently had 3 total scrims with the team. Then Cryer came in, you know, they were able to win with him. With you guys, obviously, like Geckos hasn't had a lot of time. You haven't had a lot of time. Cryogen hasn't had a lot of time. Do you think this new crop of rookies is really good, or do you think it's like people are underestimating some of them, or is it something different, just kind of small sample size?
I mean, we're not personally underestimating anyone. I think some of the rookies are really good, and some of them have a lot of talent. Some of them need time. It's like kind of like case by case basis. I also think it depends which team you're in and what kind of like staff you have around you, what kind of veteran experience you have to help you. Because I think like last year, I remember someone asked me this question, and I said like the difference between like Masu and Scary Jerry is that one guy has like 10 LCS titles and his teammates, like a good org, best, you know, coaches maybe, and another guy has like nothing, you know. So even if they're the same skill level, they won't have the same, you know, hand given to them or whatever. So it's hard. But I think there's a lot of talent in the LCS like tier 2 pipeline, and I think it's nice to see them doing well because I think it's good for the league overall.
How would you account then, going along that line, for like Disguised success, right? Because, you know, that's not a roster that was loaded with titles, right? You know, it was a roster who last year for the most of the time was at the bottom of the standings, you know, lost most of their roster to Sentinels, and then kind of rebuilt with a lot of players that wasn't necessarily got at the top of people's lists as far as, you know, big prospects.
Yeah, well, so what's the question again? Like exactly?
Like, so you're saying, you know, you thought the difference between Masu and Scary Jerry was really like the situation, right? So Disguised doesn't necessarily have that situation where you're coming in and you're playing with like Impact and Inspired and all these MVPs and people with all that experience.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. I mean, I think sometimes it just clicks as well. I still do think that DSG should have lost to Lyon. I feel like Lyon has been underperforming individually on stage. I felt like watching this game, I thought there was multiple moments where I'm like, wow, this should not have happened. Like, for example, the game where Aurora got triple kill topside. I felt like Casio was really entering this fight. He could have killed the jungler, and he just didn't kill him because he was like so focused on the mid laner. And then the outcome was like a triple kill for Aurora when it should have been like at least a 2 or a 1-for-0 for Lyon. So I feel like that's not really like a pro, like a rookie veteran, like anything. It's just like a use misplay on stage
Mhm.
for whatever reason, you know. It kind of comes and goes. I think sometimes teams just click and they make sense. I think DSG's rookie Sajid is like playing pretty well
Mhm.
in the stage games at least. He seems like he's comfortable. So and I think Kryra is pretty good too. So what Blabber said at least. I mean, we talked about picking our team earlier, and we didn't want to play against DSG. We wanted to pick Sentinels over them if we could have, but we couldn't. So I mean, I don't really understand jungle. You know, I'm like 80 brain. I kind of just like say, yeah, whatever. I think this ball is better than this one, so pick that team. And then he says, I think the jungle is much better than this guy. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Sounds good to me. You know, like, yeah.
So for you, Yeon, obviously TL didn't have the start that you guys wanted. You know, everyone is still talking about how you guys are the best team in scrims. How, you know, it's just not translating necessarily to stage, right? Coming in, I think you guys were pretty much unanimously power ranked at the top. What do you think is not going right for you guys on stage?
To be honest, I think our practice is quite. What's the good word for it? Practice is a lot different because I think the opponent plays a lot differently. Obviously, in scrims is like a complete snowball. If you're up like 2k gold, like they won't back down. But I think in scrims, a lot of teams will just back down. And of course, other times I think we're not on the same page. I think there's just a lot of small mistakes that we have to brush up on for the most part. But the most important thing is I think we want to try playing as similarly as we do in scrims as on stage.
Mm-hmm. That's something that Jose Diodo, he got interviewed. Did you see his interview after the game? Okay, so one of the things he was talking about was, you know, he mentioned how, oh, there's a fight that I see on stage, I want to go for it because that's what we would go for in scrims, right? But maybe the players on stage were like, why did you go for it? That, like, you know, that wasn't a good fight. And so is that something that you guys have kind of come to then, just trying to make your scrim practice more similar to how you would play on stage?
Yeah, and of course, like we've all said, we reviewed the same play, and like we've all said, if you see it play, you should go for it. And it's just unfortunate, I would say, that we didn't see the same angle, so we weren't on the same page. I think it's quite important to be on the same page, especially during stage.
What do you think you guys can do then? Because this is something like scrims are always a talk, right? Like, you know, people always joke like G2 the last couple of years, it's like, oh, scrim world champs and this sort of stuff where people are joking. You know, people talk a lot about, oh, Western teams smurfing in scrims, but then it doesn't always translate at worlds or whatever. What can realistically actually be done, and any you can answer, to translate scrim success or to make scrims more similar to stage? Because this feels like this has been literally a problem that people have talked about since the inception of Pro League.
Okay. You go. I mean, for me, it's just like the problem for most teams is that they win really hard in scrims, and then they go on stage, and their opponents are no longer inting. So then they get like a wrong idea of like a matchup or how it should be going, or then like how to play the game when your opponents aren't just dying to everything at all times. This is like a big problem for like I think like junglers and like bot lanes when like if I scream against TL or Lyon, bot lane's a fucking fist fight at all times. Like there's no like stopping, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes one bot lane is 0-10, happens both ways, and sometimes it's like, you know, one jungler comes bot, he gets 2 kills, and the game is just lost. But sometimes on stage that doesn't happen, and then the game is totally different, and you have like a whole different like idea of matchups or like how to progress the game when you're ahead by 2k, not 5k gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's like a problem in scrims that we have as well, that we just like we lose so hard or win so hard every game, and it's like you never play like a realistic game of like, you know, 3 kills at 12 minutes, and like you fight dragons, you fight, you know, objectives. And
do you guys ever
real
talk
macro
about that though, and just say, hey, like let's chill out a little bit? You wouldn't play like that on stage.
But at the same time, you also kind of want to limit test a bit, you know? You play like a new matchup, you don't want to just like lose lane on purpose to make the game more stage like if you think you can win. Because then you go on stage and you'll never know. That's like it's kind of like a loser mindset to back down on purpose to make the game more stable. Obviously to an extent, right? Like you don't want to just grief the game for science, you know?
We lost the last 5 all-ins, but the 6th one is where it's really
not
like
like
swing.
that. It's like some matchups, bot, you take a fight at level 3, and if you lose, you're not gonna ever recover, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't take it, you'll never know if you win. So it's like I kind of get when people die in 1v1 lane, you know? I don't mind that. What I mind is like when you play mid game and someone gets caught and like, bro, you saw the whole team ambition. Like, what are we doing here? Like this kind of thing.
Do you ever? What's your take on this, Gryffinn? Because obviously, like, you haven't had as much time, you know, scrimming in tier 1 and stuff as they have. Do you think that, you know, you could take, okay, we're gonna do 5 scrims, the first 3 or whatever, just like fist fight, do whatever you want, but then the last 2 are gonna be like stage games? Or have you thought about that at all? Or like, what's your take on scrim culture?
For me, I don't know too much, but for me, I think you should try to practice like as close to stage as possible.
Mhm.
And I mean, stage is a little bit different because there's more stress, and naturally you're gonna play less loose. But yeah, you should try to replicate as much as possible.
Yeah. So if other people are like just gonna fist fight you, how do you actually change it then? Like, is it not just kind of the same thing that you're already having as an issue in scrims then, Yeon?
I mean, to be honest, as much as people are giving you the angle, I think you should take the angle personally, and I think that it's on us to elevate our skill from scrims to stage instead of the other way around. Like, I agree with Zven. I don't think we should be pulling our punches either or anything.
Mhm.
I think you should play as you normally should, naturally. And if you don't do it on stage, then you have that talk when that happens.
So is that more about then translating? So in that lens, it's like what you're doing in scrims is correct. You just need to translate that more to stage rather than playing more, you know, the opposite way, like taking stage to scrims.
Yeah, I mean, that's why sometimes the games are complete snowballed, 5K at like 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And obviously that can happen on stage, but it's not useful for the most part. So you just got to make the most out of like maybe like the 2-3 games you actually get.
Mm-hmm. What's your guys' take on Lyon and kind of what's going on with them? Obviously, they're kind of like a hot topic. Some people were like, okay, this team's going to blow up. Some people are saying this team's going to win the LCS. But most pros I talked to were kind of in your camp where they're saying, okay, they're a good team. They should be a top level team.
I think Berserker and Inspired are both like top tier players, but I think their soul inners and their support have been underperforming a little bit in very important moments. For example, the Casio fight in the top river where they lost the game to Aurora giving a triple kill. And I think that in scrims, you can clearly tell that Lyon has like inspired plays. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the way FLY was played last year with Inspired is similar to how Lyon plays now. Sometimes you can like tell that he has like the effect on the team, right? He's obviously a good player, but he's not like crazy or anything. You can tell that he has an influence on his team, and they have similar like macro or like ways of playing. And I think Berserker is a really solid carry, but I feel like their team is a bit dysfunctional, which might be because they had like a late start to the season and stuff. But also, I think they just played bad in their stage games. Like, I think they threw kind of like misplaced situations that were kind of like layups almost.
Mm-hmm.
But in scrims, they're very solid.
So if you're talking specifically about like you're talking about like, oh, he's setting up like an inspired play, like what would be like an example of like something that you would consider like an inspired play?
I mean, for example, like Inspire is like a classic. You think the Drake fight is gonna be close, right?
Yeah.
So you send a lot of people to the fight to be ready for it, and then he's playing like Vi or something, and he's top suddenly, ganking and diving top lane, you know, and you lose like your whole tower, and like you get killed, and you lose like everything for one dragon that doesn't matter. That's like a typical Inspired. You think he's there, he's top suddenly, or like certain kind of like he always farms a lot, but his team plays in a way where you think he might be here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he farms a lot of camps, this guy, the whole game, even when you think he should be somewhere. It's kind of hard to say without showing like a VOD or like a game.
Yeah.
But also the way they play team fights, they create space for each other in scrims specifically. It's like you can tell that they have the same kind of movement as FlyQuest did last year. Certain people, like Beppo, for example, were really good at this. And it felt like you were being slowly like pushed into like a corner, and then if you go forward, you die. It's hard to explain without showing an actual team fight or something.
Oh, I think you're explaining it well.
But I think other people can probably like know what I mean.
What do you think about kind of some of the shifts in just this season, right? Like, obviously, it feels like there's a lot more gold in the game, right? And I know a number of people I've been talking to, like in the past, it had always kind of been like, okay, the jungler's job is to sacrifice for the team. Like, they need to be there covering their lanes. They need to be, you know, giving up camps to make sure their carries are doing well. But a lot of people I've been talking to now feel like the game has shifted to a stage where it's like junglers can get so much income that they should actually be treated as another carry, and you should be sometimes sacrificing for them to get additional camps, to have additional income. Do you guys, like, I'd be curious first on your take.
Yeah.
Do you think that has shifted? And like, how do you think it's actually correct to play the game as a jungler now?
Yeah, I think maybe junglers get more resources now, and you have to be efficient, so you have more of a carry threat.
Do you think like that should be more the general goal though, is like funneling gold into the jungler versus, you know, sacrificing camps to protect, or you think it's just like game by game, situation by situation, it hasn't actually changed year over year?
Well, I think my take on it is like I think players just got a lot better at the game and like better at like playing around jungle, and like ideally your jungle you play around your jungler's timers.
Mhm.
So not the other way around. So like ideally your jungler can be efficient while also like doing all the plays necessary. So I think that like contributes to it as well.
What do you think, Yeon? Because people always look at TL as like, okay, you guys are like the bot focused team. Like jungler's got to come down and gank, and then Yeon's going to carry the game. Like, do you think that's the way to play the game? Do you think you guys should just be allowing the jungler to get it as fed as possible, and then it's more about team fights?
I mean, I don't think the game has changed too much from my perspective. I think if it's a high percentage play, I think you go for it. If it's not, then you do the best thing for your own game. Obviously, you don't want a jungler down an entire item, because I think jungle is also a strong role, obviously, with like Sunder, Sky, Black Cleaver. So it's just percentage based, I think, personally.
Yeah, I think it's kind of pick and choose. But I do think that, like Gryffinn said, people are just better at the game these days. It's like people don't die to ganks as early as they used to. Like nowadays, the cost, what's it called, opportunity cost of ganking early is like really risky. It might actually work and still be bad for you. Like for someone in my game today against Fly, then the gank was level 3 in the second game. It's like a huge risk, you know. If it doesn't work, it can be like really bad for Trundle. But it obviously worked, so it's like not bad, you know. And even if it worked, it's still kind of like, you know, a bit sus. So like Blabber's, for example, is a really greedy guy. It's like, yep, we full clear no matter what, and we fight the crabs and like we play around jungle at all times. And I think that is the correct way to play the game. I think most people don't understand jungle very well. Like you understand how it works, but not really like on a deeper level. Like, oh, this game he didn't get his chickens, so I have to like go there or be there. Like I'm like, whoa, okay, it makes sense when I see it in the review, but in the game I don't understand why my jungler can't just be here when I'm winning my lane, you know?
Yeah.
It's like something we're trying hard to understand is like when junglers like do certain things in the early game, like when they're winning hard by taking someone's camps, they can't actually help anyone else. They're busy, as we're saying. They have to like kill all their own camps now to get their lead, you know? But I mean, it's heal gank you, and I can't be there. So something we're trying to work on is like just understanding jungle situations better, so we can not grief the game and say jungle diff, you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. So obviously C9 was projected to be near the top or at the top, and you guys ended up, you know, getting first place in the Swiss stage. You just played against FlyQuest. So talking about jungle a little bit, because jungle was pretty, you know, big topic, especially in the Nocturne game. So did you see, Gryffinn, did you see the interview with Blabber at all after?
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Okay, so he was talking about how he felt like that game, that Nocturne game, was decided basically like when he got your Raptors and you had to back off your camp.
Yeah.
And he was guessing that you didn't know that on red side, that side lane brush around mid lane doesn't actually show the entrance, because he said it does on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
So he was basically, his take was like, this is, he said, I think Unk diff, like it's like an experience diff where it's like he guessed you didn't know that on that side of the map, he can invade there. Was that correct?
Yeah, I didn't realize I think you can still get vision. You just need to put it like a little farther, from my understanding. But yeah, that was pretty fucked. So at least I learned from it. It also got fucked too, because like, oh wait, can I swear?
We already have.
Oh, it was. But anyways, like I should call harder to defend my chicken respawn, because like that's like basically make or break the game. And maybe I could have got support move. But also I thought that ward would cover it. So I thought he didn't have flash. So I was like, oh, I think he just flashed the Baron wall.
Oh, flash the wall.
Yeah.
So you thought
Yeah.
it would be down
like,
flash for the fight, so you would win the 2v2?
Yeah, so I was like,
oh, that makes sense.
I think I saw vision, or like he just flashed it, which is pretty smart to be honest.
Yeah.
If he did do it, because he has top mid prile. If he gets my chickens, he can actually push me off like my entire top side.
Has ignite mid lane.
Also, I thought he took my entire top side too. So that's also another thing. I maybe could have called Rumble to check my Krugs, because if I didn't realize he didn't take my top side, I think I could have pathed in a different way to generate a bigger lead for myself. But yeah, so I thought he flashed the Baron power wall, or Baron pit wall. So then I was like, oh, he doesn't have flash for this fight. We could probably win the 2v2. But then he had flash. And then I was like, fuck. Yeah.
That was us in game 2. When we ganked mid, we said, oh yeah, no flash. Then he flashed. And we're like, oh yeah, no flash. After we died. Yeah.
That's funny. How did you feel about that series, and how does it feel like coming into the LCS and then having something like that happen in a game? Do you find like there's a lot of little things like that you're noticing or learning that, you know, maybe people don't actually take advantage of in solo queue and stuff? That like, is that an adjustment for you?
I mean, though the biggest problem was that I thought that the ward would see him and it didn't, so it like kind of led to a snowball effect, and like everything past it is like you can point to like the reason being why. So yeah, it's something to learn about. I mean, I thought I took it into consideration, but like that ward like kind of screwed me over, because then he took it and then I don't know what his pathing was. Like I didn't even see him like cross out, and then also I thought he had no flash, so it was like a big snowball effect from the early game, which is like hard to play from. So yeah.
How did
That's
you
what we learned
feel
from it?
How did you feel about the series, Ben? Because obviously, game 1 was a complete blowout. Game 2, very close. You guys ended up losing, and then game 3 was another blowout.
I mean, in game 1, I didn't really play much. We had like a 1-for-1 bot where Sion kind of solo killed me, which I was surprised by. After I killed Senna, I thought it was like really good. But then I died. I was like, okay. Then afterwards, Sion got like a huge buy, so we couldn't do damage to him. So a lot of pressure bot. And at some point, Vulcan said like, I'm just gonna roam because in a fight, Senna is worse than Nautilus. So start playing for like the crab top side and like invading the jungle
All
and
the
like
side lane plays, killing
yeah, and Corey can
stuff.
just wave clear and they can't dive me with a tank, right? So I wasn't really part of this game. I was just hoping my team wins wherever they are because that's like my job in this game. You can't win 2v2, so why play 2v2, right?
Yep.
In game 2, we had a really good trade bot level 1. Like you play like a Yunar versus Esper Karma. You dodge one spell, you press Ghost, and you fight to death level 1.
Yeah, you got your
And we
Q
won
stacked
that
and
fight.
lethal tempo.
And it's kind of game over for bot lane because if you lose level 1 in some matchups, you kind of just lose every level the whole game. And then we said Trundle can gank us. We're like, just gonna flip it that he won't gank us. He did. we got double killed. We got one back though, so it wasn't so bad because Nilly got his whole
First blood.
jungle. And the wave was to put towards them, right? So Esper wants to catch the wave, so we can maybe invade them on their bot side camps after Nilly's full clear, or we can like do bot crab and go top crab, or we can like do bot crab and dive bot maybe on a big wave, like something like this, right? I think what happened wasn't actually that good for us. We killed Karma, but he only gave like 180 gold. And then Trundle got top crab, so he wasn't actually that screwed in this game, which
No,
I think...
I think I got double crab actually. So
You got double crab?
yeah, so like in terms of I actually wasn't screwed at all. Like,
Yeah.
because you guys took my blue buff, but I was able to get my get
Yeah,
Romp
we-
and Wolves on respawn, got double crab. So like in terms of just
Yeah, it wasn't so
pure
bad for
EXP
you.
and jungle camps, I was actually even. So
But I think given the bot trade and the fact we have Nilly and Trundle, like if something bad happens, it could be really disastrous for them. But I think they kind of got away with the early game.
Yeah.
Bot was in a good spot anyways because Karma died and she was behind. But then we made like a mid 2v2 fight where we said Oya has no flash, but she had flash. So obviously he was gonna get one shot, then he didn't get one shot, and then we got double killed, I think. And that was kind of like really bad for the game because afterwards Oyana can just walk bot and like summon us off the wave, and that was really bad because like as you know, Lulu against Karma Esper, you want to fight. You can't just let him poke you slowly, right? Then you just lose.
Yeah, I mean, you were basically ulting on cooldown and just running at
And then
Masu.
in mid game, both teams have no engage, so we rely on our AD carry egoing, as we call it, like running forward and just hoping dodge skill shots. And if you don't, then you lose. So they got 3 Drakes. I think I misplayed this game. If I was like, locked in, 2 Red Bulls in me, I would probably carry this game. But I kind of misplayed some fights. I like, it's like my ulti usage was really bad. I wasted it multiple times and I didn't create enough space. We traded Baron for Soul at one point, which I think was actually really good by us. But then we forced an engage on Trundle and we just couldn't kill him on like a mid inhibitor.
Yeah.
And if that fight had gotten better for us, I think we would win the game. I also think if we didn't force it, we also would have won the game off of that Baron. Maybe 3 nips. I don't know, something like that.
What do you think about the call, like to I don't know who made the call or whatever, but APA split pushing when you guys were contesting at Elder? Because that was something that I was pretty surprised when I was watching the game. I felt like, neither team really has engaged, but you guys have scaled a lot. You just hit your BT, like you were really strong. You have Ardent, Lulu, Nidalee heal, like you have like 100% attack speed for free. I was surprised you guys didn't contest.
In that game, I was saying the whole game, like just someone go side lane and raid split and make Orianna go side lane because she's the only person that matters in this game. Like Ezreal, Karma, Trundle, Jace can't do anything to me, right? I have shields, I have heals, I have lifesteal,
Shockwave.
I have movement speed, like I can dodge everything. But Orianna ulti is like hits me on one shot. So if he goes side lane, we win 4v4, which is what happened in most of the game, I think. And most of the time we would get like pressure that way, right? But when they were grouped, we couldn't do anything because no one can really engage from our team either. So it's kind of like a, just make him go side lane and then I'll carry kind of call. I think the L situation was kind of bad because I overflexed and lost my ulti. So then they can start in our face. We don't have the best smite steal champ in Italy either. I'll have to watch it again. We didn't talk about it after the game. We just went next game.
Yeah. What was your take on the series, Gryffinn? Obviously, you guys got to the winners match.
Yeah.
You won one game. You got to game 3, but then 2 losses were pretty one-sided.
yeah, I mean game one, I wasn't a big fan of the draft. I think some things I wasn't prepared with. So I think game 1 felt pretty hard. And I think game 1, 2, like we could have responded better to their plays because they'll have Nautilus moving around, so they'll have like support move. I think maybe we could have cross mapped or like done something else besides trying to cover. And when we're covering, we're always like so behind. And they have Nautilus like just perma moving, so yeah, wasn't good. And I wasn't a fan of the draft, so I fell a lot. In game 3, I felt like was over at like 5 minutes, so it was kind of fucking hard, or just hard. And game two, I think was pretty good, like for me at least. I think I played well. I had like I feel like early game, like the game 2 was the only game that early game they felt like super hard, and then we could actually like play.
You can breathe.
Yeah, play team fights, play dragon setups, and like play on an even playing field. Game 2, I was pretty confident like we'd win the game because we just stacked dragons, even though they got Baron. Like we had Ocean Soul, which I thought was really strong for the game because fights are very like extended with our 2 comps. And yeah, so then they push bottom and they go for this deal. I mean, I think it's respectable because I actually don't think like we get hard outscaled, especially because we had Ocean Soul and we have more range. So like for me, like their comp, like Nilly, I outscale Nilly for me. And obviously they had Yanara Azir, but Azir was kind of not accelerated that game. Like Azir was pretty sure he was, I don't know, Azir just felt useless that
The
game.
smile on your face.
I mean, yeah, Ian said it after the game. He was like completely inting. He was like,
Yeah.
I played some shit this game.
Yeah, so I was like, Azir kind of just did no damage. It was like Yanara was the only threat, but we had a lot of range. I could pillar. Like, for example,
You guys had a ton of move speed. I mean, you had like
Yeah,
Karma
like-
shields, you had the Deadman, Swifties,
Yeah.
like
so when like we traded Ocean for Baron, I was like, we were cognizant of that. I felt like it was good. Like we can't really go into their zone. Also, it's like a lot harder. It's better if they go into our zone. And like I would try to, and then third dragon, what happened? Third dragon, I guess. I think Yanara ultied because like I pillared. So we had a lot of counterplay for sure. So I didn't feel like we got straight up outscaled, and then we also had Ocean Soul. So I was pretty confident that in that entire game.
cool.
I think the only time we like had a pretty big blunder was around fourth dragon, because there was 5 dragons. Fourth dragon, they got Baron, which we should have been more prepared for. But honestly, I think it was still fine because then we had like first control of like dragon. But I think I kind of trolled on the dragon fight. I remember I flashed like in, try to kill Yanara, but then Yanara got like shielded a lot. I feel like even though we gave Baron like on fourth dragon, if we just like had full control, it's pretty hard for them to play the fight, to be honest. And if we get sold, then it's worth it. So yeah, I guess that was game 2.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about TL versus Dig, your guys' matchup. That was a banger. Did you guys watch as well?
Yeah, I mean, we were forced to stay here for this podcast.
Yeah.
You were chained to the computer.
Yeah, ironically, yeah.
What did you feel like in game? Because in game it looked, I think, early it was like going all right, and then it looked like, okay, Dig is getting, really far behind. You guys were in a really good spot, and then you guys had one fight that was just like, I think Quid kind of like ulted into the middle of people or whatever and got killed, and then you guys kind of tried to 4v5 them by Dragon, all got wiped, and then all of a sudden I looked down at the scoreboard, and I think the Aphelios is up 4k gold, and I was like, ooh, this could be tough for TL.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was right after we got Baron, right? If I recall.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Obviously, you don't want to use your Baron just to fist fight and lose. That's
That's
anti.
pro tip, yeah.
But I just think, like I said before, we weren't really on the same page.
Yeah.
Like I think I saw our top laner go top to push top while we were saying we wanted to fight mid. I think it's obviously bad that we keep throwing games, but I think we should review the game. Obviously, we didn't review it. We should take a break and then look at it again. But I just think we're not very good at cleaning a game out at the moment.
What do you think about Dig? Because obviously they had a bit of a tough situation. They had to start with like the full bot lane sub situation. Then week 2 they had Ignar and FBI back, but my understanding was they like pretty much came in fresh and then had to play. So Dig and Shopify were the 2 teams that got eliminated. Like, was that surprising at all for you guys? Shopify didn't even win a game, and I think a lot of people were pretty excited about Zinni coming over. I know all the people that I talked to, that work on the LCK were like really hyping him up. So people seemed fairly excited about Shopify.
I mean, I think that similar to our game, I think Dignitas pulled out some miracles. I actually thought they were just going to straight up lose both game 1 and 2 until some disasters happened for Shopify, personally.
What's your guys' take on Shopify and Dig? Were you surprised at all that they were the ones that got eliminated, or like even in the way in which they got eliminated? Because Shopify, they're at least on paper, people were saying, all right, they upgraded, right? It's like kind of same thing as last year, but now they have Zinni, so like surely they're going to be better. But they did go 0-6, the first team out.
Yeah, I think in the West, upgrade is not that important. It's more important that you find players that mesh well together. I think it only matters if you have like a truly elite team that you have the better players. But I think SR is a good scrim partner for us. They always make the games realistic, like low kill count. You know, play objectives, you play side lanes, you actually get to feel like a real game. But then on stage, they just have no aura. It feels like. But Dignitas, we didn't scrim them more. We only scrimmed them one time with their real roster. I think FBI is a good player, good laner, for the most part at least. But I mean, it's hard to tell because they didn't have much time, right, with their whole roster. It's like kind of like hard for a lot of these teams that didn't have their full team earlier in the season. So we scrimmed Dig, but then had like Mobility and Breezy. They're obviously not very good at that point. So it could just be like unlucky, you know, for Dignitas.
Was there anything that kind of surprised you guys as far as like top to bottom, like how the rankings ended up?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, Teal and Lyon lost yesterday.
Yeah.
We were like mind blown. We were screaming, and someone said, Lyon just lost. And we're like, what? Really? Yeah. I'll tap and check. I'm like, whoa. He's not kidding.
What about Sentinels? We haven't touched on Sentinels at all, but they ended up actually getting the second seed through the tiebreaker rules. What's your read on them? Anyone, really? I mean, you guys got to play against them.
I think they were decent. I think they were pretty solid, but I think we lost mainly because we generally just didn't play well.
Yeah. How does it feel for you, like, you know, playing against some of the ex-teammates from your team, right? Because I know a lot of people in the community felt like, okay, you know, APA and Impact, like, they're the problem. Their TL isn't doing well. You know, they got replaced. Everyone's like, all right, yay, TL's good again. But then, like, does it feel weird playing against your former teammates and losing? Does it, like, it's just another team? Who cares? Does it feel more competitive or more like you really want to beat them?
I mean, personally, I don't really care about losing to them specifically.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people care, but I actually enjoy playing against them.
Yeah.
I like them as people, so it's very fun.
Yeah.
But obviously, it sucks to lose. I think the losing part is the most frustrating part, personally.
Were you happy or sad when you saw Impact had Guardian?
I was like in disbelief. I was like, this is crazy. I mean, I was just thinking, like, classic Impact to fuck that
That's
up.
classic Impact.
I mean, that's the only thing I was thinking. I was like,
I feel like it's sad he has to play the game with that rune. Like, I know it's like his fault or whatever, and there's like a replay and they go through and like, oh, this was your own fault, so
Yeah.
you don't get to
if you
remake the
click
game.
the wrong one,
But
then they
it's
don't
like,
give you the remake. Yeah.
if he had like something somewhat normal and you're trying to get like some sort of advantage by like seeing their runes first, I can get behind it. But he has Guardian Aatrox, like not even close to being a real rune. So like, I think most players would want, both teams would probably want the game to be remade just for like competitive, like, you know, fairness or whatever.
Yeah.
It feels kind of shit because watching him lose on purpose because he can't, like, not on purpose, like he can't do anything. He has no runes. Just feels like kind of.
So just to play devil's advocate. So I agree. It feels really, really bad. And if everyone is being like 100% honest and, you know, you can trust everyone 100%, then I think, you know, remakes are nice in that spot. But the reality is people will try to take advantage of any sort of loophole in a rule, right?
Yeah, but
so I'm just saying, like, in a situation where, say, you zone into a game, right?
Yeah.
You're playing against Yeon, and Yeon goes in with Aftershock Jinx, and you're playing Varus, and he now gets to see, oh, Zven's playing poke Varus, or Zven's playing on hit Varus. Now they reload and say, oopsie, accident, pick that. Now you get to change your runes potentially and change your setup because you know, okay, he's going to be playing this or he's going to be playing that. Like that to me is where it becomes a problem where you don't want to put the onus on the players to have to accept that because you don't know with 100% certainty that someone wouldn't try to take advantage.
That's why it's like pick and choose, right? And there's referees that can like tell if you like look for something like this, and there's also players in our team. Like, what if TL were asked and they were like, yeah, we agree, it's okay. But even then, like realistically, like I don't know how many matchups there are in the game where you could do this, hope to God you get a remake, and then it will give you an advantage in the game. Like I don't know if seeing what, like if Astro has PTA or lethal tempo, if I will make any reasonable, like any like meaningful change to my runes or my setup. Like poke Vars is a good example, but even then, I don't know. Like if I was playing against Vars as Ezreal or something, if I would change my setup based on his, you know, I don't know if I would.
Would you want to give a remake to Aftershock Jinx here? It's game 5 of the finals.
Maybe not, right?
I don't think anyone was giving
That's
a
what I'm
remake to a
saying.
game 5
But it's
finals.
like that's what I'm saying. It's pick and choose, and I'm pretty sure TL were not asked, do you want to remake this game?
No, yeah. I guess I feel like it should never be like the social pressure on the other team, right? Like it should be a league decision because I always feel like it's unfair. Otherwise, it's like if we're asking TL, then TL gets painted as the bad guys or whatever, you know?
I mean, maybe they'll get painted as the bad guys, but in the end, it's your own fault. And I mean, I would not blame the Amy team for taking the win.
Yeah.
But if it's like the first game of a series, I'm like, I don't know, maybe. It's just, as I said, pick and choose, you know.
I mean, I think it's I can see like both sides.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable for like Riot to want to have like one rule that like applies for all, because it's kind of hard. Like there's so many different scenarios.
It's international,
Yeah,
inter-region.
it's
crazy drama.
There's too many scenarios, so I think it's fair to just be like, you can't remake. It's just player mistake. Like for example, there was like a mistake that like people haven't taken smite, right?
Yeah.
And they have to play with just no smite as jungle, which game is just GG, to be honest.
What if like
Yeah.
Impact sees their runes, right? And he's like, okay, now I want to take this rune. But then what if the M team is also allowed to change their runes? What if he has to tell them what he's gonna take exactly? You know, every single keystone and the small runes and his like the shards.
Mhm.
And then Morgan's like, okay, now I know what he has. No, I can change mine. But he won't know what I have.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
so
I'm saying?
you still
Like,
get like some advantage.
give him some sort of advantage, right? Or like offer them some sort of like, here's all 5 of our runes. Now pick yours after us. You know, like
Mhm.
I don't know, just some sort of give TL an advantage to make up for my mistake, to make the game slightly less unfair. Because like, I mean, watching Morgan just stomp him with like real runes versus no runes was like a bit sad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can definitely.
But it goes
see
both ways. Like if you're in finals at Worlds in a real like international tournament,
You're not doing it.
I kind of want to win, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Which
take
is
whatever I
reasonable.
can get. So it's like I can see how it's like on a certain stage
Yeah.
you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But that was like a, was it 1-1 bracket or a game or
Yeah.
was it?
1-1.
Yeah. So it's like, I think, would you have done it?
Yeah, there's too many scenarios.
Or yes, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have.
If they like
I
asked
don't
you
know
guys
about
for
anyone else,
mercy,
but I mean, personally, I probably would have, because like I
like,
feel so bad.
Yeah, whatever, right?
If,
Like,
if that happened to me in a regular season game, I'm like, this is so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it. It'd be interesting. Like if there was like a punishment you have to pay, like you messed it up, so you have to give up some bans next game, or
like, if he was playing like
whatever.
FLY Aatrox, something like sort of human, I'd be like, okay, you know, you should press the wrong button. Like,
just wait till Guardian procs in the
Tough luck.
team fight, wins them the
but
game.
I feel like for him to get Guardian must have been some sort of misclick. Like you click on like the
I assume he was
the
trying to
rune-
click grasp
Yeah.
and click the wrong one. He just wasn't paying attention. probably did it
that's
fast.
possible. Then it's like, you know, tough luck. I can see that. That's fair enough too. You know.
I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah,
Realistically, he's
honestly,
in the
that
result
makes
tree.
sense.
I think he just clicked.
Yeah, I mean, he just said something about double click. I think he clicked something on accident.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate for sure,
Yeah.
but they still won the series. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it didn't end up mattering too much in that one. So
True.
you guys got first place. You guys got to choose between 3rd and 4th seed. You guys chose to play FlyQuest again, so that is going to be the first matchup. You chose between FlyQuest and DSG, right?
Yeah, we actually at first thought we could choose between Sentinels, DSG, and Fly, and we were going to choose Sentinels, but then we learned that Sentinels is actually 2nd place.
Mhm.
We can't choose them; it's only 3rd and 4th place. And I wasn't part of the decision because I was somewhere else doing content at the time. But we had already agreed to pick Sentinels, so I left to do content. And when I came back, I was told that we had to choose between DSG and Fly, and the team had only like 5 minutes to choose, so they chose Fly over DSG because of X and Y reasons.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Did today's matchup come into consideration at all? Like the fact that you guys just beat them today, did that make you guys want to play them a bit more or anything like that?
I mean, if we had lost, I don't think we would have the choice, would we?
No. I just meant like the fact that you beat them today, was that more important than say your impression of the team from Scrims and so on, and the totality of the season?
Well, we chose Sentinels originally because we had scrimmed them a lot, and I
Yeah.
feel like we had a good read on them, what they play, what they don't play, what they're good at and bad at. And then I don't know why we chose FlyQuest over DSG, but I
Because
remember,
most people in the community were like, "Oh, I would assume
but
they would have picked DSG."
I remember Blabber said he would rather play against Sentinels than DSG, and most people had Sentinels. Then DSG Fly was like 50-50.
Mhm.
As we saw, like ups and downs. I don't want to talk about it here, obviously. You don't want
Yeah.
to give away why we chose who we chose, but yeah.
How about you, Gryffinn? Were you surprised at all that you guys got picked?
Yeah, I was surprised, but I mean, you can't control it, so
Yep.
and you at the end of the day you have to win, and I feel like I'm still pretty confident in us, because I felt like game 1 and 3 didn't feel like super real. I think game 3 like I fucked up, or I need to stop swearing, but game 3 it was like mega troll, and then like yeah, so I'm still confident. I think we can, you have to be everyone to win, so it didn't. I mean, it kind of sucks because I thought DSG and Sentinels were weaker, but yeah, it doesn't matter too much. I think you
Yeah.
have to win against everyone. So
To be honest, from my point of view, we didn't really like want to play FlyQuest. We were not like, yes, FlyQuest no matter what. Like we were just kind of like, it doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
Like we're like, yeah, I guess we pick Sentinels if we could,
Yeah.
but we didn't really like have
And
a
you're
strong
all in
preference.
upper
It was
bracket.
like
You couldn't
these teams
choose
all
between
feel
the
kind of
bottom
similar to
two.
us. They have different strengths and weaknesses. Like one team's bottom is better than the other. One team's jungle is better than the other. One team's top laner is worse than this guy. So like we're like, what do you guys want? We all voted. Most people wanted Sentinels, and then we're like, okay, we can't pick them anymore. I guess we just pick FlyQuest.
Mhm.
We have more scrim info on them. We scrim FlyQuest like a fair amount before this week, and we played them today, right? And we think we have a good read on them. While DSG, we have not scrimmed the entire split. I think maybe like once, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we don't have as much info on them. So we're just like, yeah, we go what we know.
Here's an interesting question.
And BO5 is different than BO3s.
Yeah.
So-
So obviously you couldn't pick from the lower bracket teams. We have TL and Lion that are in lower brackets. They won't be playing week 1. If you could have picked one of them, would you have?
I don't think we would have.
So just based on scrims and
If
stuff.
you could have picked the entire league, I don't think we would pick TL Lion.
Who
Okay.
are we playing?
You guys are waiting to see who you play because you guys are lower bracket. So they're the
So-
first.
Did you ask who you play?
So it's
Yeah, so-
Sentinels play GSG,
Yeah.
and then C9 plays Fly, and then the losers drop down to play you
Which
guys
side are
and
we
Lion.
gonna play?
That TL will play. My producer's telling me the loser of Sentinels DSG. So you'll play the loser of
Ah, I
Sentinels
see.
DSG, and then Lion would play the loser of your match then.
Sounds
I
good.
see.
Yeah. So it should be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Are you guys excited for like first stand potential and like America's Cup and stuff?
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to go to Brazil, so
Because all the top 3 go regardless, right? Like you'll still be playing in Brazil.
Sorry, is it top?
Well, so
three-
first stand is number 1,
First
and then,
place, and then-
Yeah, first
and then
place.
second
2 to
and
4,
third
right?
play.
Is it
second,
2
third,
3?
fourth, or
Isn't it the 2, 3, and 4?
I,
no.
I thought it was
it-
second. Producer.
I
It's
also
top three.
thought it was 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's what
I thought it was 2 and 3, and my producer said he thought it was 2 and 3 as well. So
Okay,
that was
then
my
maybe
understanding. Was
let's
number 1
believe
goes
the
to first
producer.
stand, second and 3 go to play America's Cup.
Okay.
So you'd play against second and 3 from CBLOL.
Okay. Well, I remember someone saying in Star Split that either we should win the split or we should just lose really hard because they don't want to be 2, 3, or 4.
Well, you don't want to go to because then you can
I
spin
didn't
the
say
other
that.
teams at first stand.
I didn't say that, but someone said that.
I feel like that's actually pretty cool. I thought that was a really cool change. Do you guys agree with that? Because it's like even if you don't win the championship, even if you don't win lock-in, you get to play in this tournament against CBLOL teams, but you also will be there to potentially scrim against the best
Yeah, I think
European
it's-
teams, LCK, LPL.
It's useful. Like last year during MSI when FlyQuest was playing, they were like in Canada, right?
Mhm.
We were scrimming the MSI teams during this time. It was really good practice, even though we didn't make it there. Thanks to like the bullshit rule that was only one team from NA. But anyways, I thought it was good practice. So, I mean, I think it's useful, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
If you
I
get
like it a
scrims.
lot. I want to go to Brazil, so
Yeah, I mean, you have
generally
like homies, right? So
What?
you have homies in Brazil?
yeah, I mean, just generally, and also like when I went to or like when I left Brazil, I didn't realize I would like leave Brazil, so I want the opportunity to like go back, and yeah, that sounds like super stoked. Like
Would
it's
you,
like a mini
would you want to
international.
play against Loud if you could?
I mean, it'd be funny or it'd be fun, but yeah, I mean, I'm down for whatever. I just want to go to Brazil, so
Yeah.
and like it's like a mini international, so I feel like that's kind of cool. So yeah.
What about you, Yeon? You were kind of smiling during it. Do you not think that?
Oh, no, I mean, I was smiling when he said homies because I don't think it was the homies that he wants to go back to,
Oh,
but like
okay.
it's good.
Yeah, the homies. Man.
Yeah, the homies. Okay, yeah. It depends. Is it hot there? I really hate the heat. It was quite hot when I went.
It
there
was
last
actually
time.
unplayable.
It was quite hot, and I really hate the heat.
I am not built
But
for that kind of heat.
that's
either.
not worth the scrims. It's not worth the
I
scrims.
really,
Bro, I don't know
really
why
hate
he's
the
talking.
heat.
Like TL were like in their facility in Brazil
Yeah,
the
they
whole
probably-
time.
No,
chilling in
that's
the air
like-
Oh yeah, I
conditioning.
remember everyone talking about
Dude,
his TL diff.
we-
That's why you guys won in Brazil.
Yes,
'cause you
dude,
didn't-
really.
Rad puts like in these like gulag rooms for our scrims when we arrive. Meanwhile, TL is chilling in like their nice facility with nice air conditioning, nice food, everything.
No, I agree with that. But
First time
Very-
was like not first time. The first stand qualifier or whatever was like complete TL facility diff.
That was the LTA split one. Right?
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year. Yeah. Everyone- so
Yeah.
are
it
you
was
gonna-
it
are
was
you
it
gonna
was
retract
nice.
your
It was
statement
nice.
now?
No. I still hated the heat whenever I went out.
When did you
I-
go out?
it-
you guys
it
just
is-
stayed
it
in
is
your
true.
rooms and
We went
ordered
out pretty
delivery.
decently.
No, it's true.
Wait,
Like,
how does Brazil's like facility compares to like any one?
Anyone? I
In
think
LA.
the LA one is definitely better, but I think the Brazil one was actually very nice.
Oh, I see.
Did-
I
did
think it was
you-
like.
Do you guys actually go out a lot though at those events? 'Cause I feel my impression is always that like I
I
just
mean, when you
see-
go out, it's very impactful because it's very hot. So I don't know
well,
what to
for
tell
us,
you.
I just
like,
see the team managers in the lobby picking up delivery 24/7.
that's true. But like when we were in the hotel at night, we had the option of AC on, really, really loud, or AC off, insane heat, unplayable heat. So what do you choose in this situation?
I don't know. I probably would way rather
Noise
the noise. Way
and,
rather than the noise.
and cold, or
You must
quiet,
be cold.
hot.
You must be
Yeah.
cold.
it was unplayable. So, and also when you arrive in the airport, like 8 a.m., you walk outside, it's like 35 degrees. I was like, wow. I just got like, you know, a wall like
Yeah, heat
air.
blast.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is unplayable.
I mean, actually, when I went to Brazil, it was like during the winter. So like the weather was, I like the weather. But Brazil, like,
Did you have like actual winter or?
no, it's like
Oh,
LA,
LA
winter.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like good weather, and yeah, no, I think it would be cool because I want to make like as many internationals this year, and it's like America's Cup is like a mini international, and then obviously first stand, so it's obviously an international as well. So and Brazil, I like Brazil. Like I'm telling you, Brazil's the goat.
I think even just scrimming national teams is like a huge difference from scrimming like the teams you're used to scrimming.
Yeah.
It can really,
it'll
like,
be
open your
definitely
eyes, you know?
a boost in
Like the
terms of your
first time you
improvement.
get like really like stomped by like, you know, T1 or something, like you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I actually thought that was a really good change from LCS, the America's Cup thing, just purely because, I mean, I think that'll be entertaining to watch, but purely because it gives the teams more of a chance to actually scrim too, right? It's not just one team going, it's 3 teams that get to
It
scrim.
kind of depends how much cloud you have though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how much
Like
How
when
much
reps you have.
sway?
Like if you're
Got to work your way up the swim bracket.
like, you know, teams like TL, FLY, and Cena have like some previous cloud from
Yeah.
like, you know, being in national teams and stuff like that, or like having players that played, you know, these kind of tournaments. But sometimes if you, when I was in Dignitas, for example, like if we made it somehow to this tournament, we wouldn't be getting any scrims, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Big Dig Summer, you don't have Faker on speed dial?
nah, I think he's not picking up my call.
He's not picking up your call?
I don't think so, no.
No, that's
But like
messed
we have
up.
a manager who speaks Chinese and Korean.
So Ben is picking up the call.
Yeah, he's the goat.
Yeah.
So we have some cloud, you know. So even if you don't make it, I'm confident we can get some scrims.
Yeah.
I think these guys can too. You
You'll
know,
just fly
Flyers
down
were
and
at
stay at
Worlds
TL's,
and MSI.
facility?
TL was also at. What at Worlds last year? I don't even remember.
TL?
No.
No.
Who was at Worlds last year? I don't
It
even
was
remember.
FlyQuest and 100 Thieves.
Oh my god, 100
Yep.
teams. Yeah. Anyway, but like some teams have cloud, you know, from like previous tournaments. TL was the
Yeah.
first stand at least, right? So they might have some contacts.
Yep. Makes sense. Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been a fun kickoff to 2026. We're gonna have playoffs starting this coming week. It is gonna be Sentinels versus GSG on Saturday, and then C9 are gonna play Fly. The rematch will be on Sunday. Should be a lot of fun. And shortly after that, yeah, we're gonna have America's Cup, and then first stand. Everything's coming to a head. So we'll see you all here at the studio. Bye.
See ya.